The entire UFC is mad at Tom Aspinall right now, and it's not even a joke. Dana White, Chael Sonnen, Anthony Smith, Aljo, all these guys talking mad shit about Tom Aspinall when it's not even his fault that Cyril Gahn decided to cheat and eye poke him, and Tom Aspinall couldn't see. It's not his fault. And the entire MMA community is going after Tom Aspinall. Remember what just happened to him not too long ago before that fight even started? Tom Aspinall retired John Jones without even fighting him. John Jones literally vacated the belt. And everybody's mad at him because he literally almost probably lost his vision with how Cyril Gahn almost ripped out his eyeball. I don't get it. I don't know why people are mad at like Tom Aspinall for saying I couldn't see and not having he didn't want to continue. So I don't get why people are so mad.
It's a bit of a weird question, right? It was ruled a no contest because of an unintentional eye poke. What does it take to make an eye poke intentional? And is there even a way you could ever prove that?
Who the fuck knows? Who gives a shit? What are you gonna do?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about this company anymore. He only cares if Canelo and Terence Crawford are gonna fight next. Let's be honest. He could have said, we're gonna try and take away points from fighters who try and illegally strike. Like, do something. Say something. But let's be honest. Dana White's been checked out. And he showed it a lot this year and especially last year. What's the whole point of even fighting with this guy? We need another person to promote the UFC. Dana White just doesn't care.
To one another.
You can't, just like, I can't make people fight, right? If I want to put together a fight, I can't make people fight. And you definitely can't make somebody continue if they feel they've been injured. Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? Only he knows that.
He could have said it in a nicer way, but you can tell he was mad that the fight ended like that and they have to rebook it.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I think that, I said earlier, because of the John Jones fight, I think everybody was sleeping on Cyril Gahn and sort of wrote him off. And he's right behind me. He's coming in next, so you guys can ask him how he felt. But I feel like, I'm sure in his camp, he was training like an animal for this fight, and it's unfortunate that it ended the way that it did. And yes, I think that there probably will be a lot more interest in the rematch after they saw, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so the rematch is very interesting.
But it's true what Dana White said. I understand him, but all he did was glaze Cyril Gahn. I understand that that Cyril Gahn went out there and he looked good. Nobody expected him to. Everybody thought he was going to get knocked out or wasn't going to get past 2 minutes. But, he is the second best heavyweight in the UFC. He at least had to show something. He's not morbidly obese. He can strike. He's light on his feet. And he showed it in this fight. And a lot of people were saying that, Tom Aspinall got fraud checked. Like, the fight didn't even end. We didn't even know what happened. Maybe Tom could have heated up in the later rounds. We were just about to see one of the greatest heavyweight fights of all time, and it stopped by an eye poke. And it's not Tom Aspinall's fault. And a lot of people are out here hating on him. And another thing why Dana White is just infuriated with Tom Aspinall, it's because also his dad mentioned that he wanted Tom Aspinall to go to boxing.
I say loads of things to loads of people. People who are around me all the time know that. Boxers are around me all the time. It's just because of the money. And it's the back to, if your son was a fighter, would you sooner fight for a ton of money or not a ton of money? It's a no-brainer, but people still have a narrative of what a fight is.
And you already know how Dana White is when he hears that. He's going to be infuriated because that's basically what Francis Ngannou did. Francis Ngannou didn't get the contract that he wanted, didn't get what he wanted, and he left for boxing, and he wanted to box. So imagine, we have Tom Aspinall, one of the greatest heavyweights in the world, going to boxing because, the UFC is not giving him the money that he wants. And let's see what happens with this Paramount deal and after his contract, finally ends. Usually the UFC, they start contract negotiations before their last fight. You know, it happened with Francis Ngannou. And Aspinall has gone out and said that he doesn't even want to fight Ante Jalisha. If he ever gets a title shot and Aspinall's still champ, he would vacate it. And you know how Dana White is about that. He's talked about Merab and Aljo. And I think, you know, Aspinall should still fight Ante Jalisha. Let's see what the UFC does. But Chael Sonnen was also hating on Tom Aspinall, and so was Anthony Lanhart-Smith in the post-show.
I'm mad, and I don't know who I'm mad at. I'm either mad at Surreal or I'm mad at Tom. Something about this, though, was very off. Look, the fight, they were kind of getting to know each other. They were kind of feeling each other out. Tom did everything right, by the way. He came out there, he threw the big bombs, but Surreal was slipping. Surreal did show us that 29 professional wins in kickboxing does matter. I thought Surreal was looking very good. I mean, I know that we're all going to have our debates on this fight, but if they are, in fact, going to rematch it, I think the better of the two tonight. I think that Surreal probably learned more, got more experience, and his confidence is the one that will go up. Anthony?
The fact that he questioned and said, I don't know who I'm going to be mad at more, Cyril Gane or Tom Aspinall, is crazy. How do you not say Cyril Gane? He literally went out there and jabbed his fingers into Tom Aspinall's eyes. He pulled a John Jones. I guess it must have rubbed off on him when he fought John Jones and lost to him. But he literally went out there and eye poked Tom Aspinall. And it's crazy because I think both of these fighters improved in this fight. Not only did Cyril Gane did, but Tom Aspinall as well. And both guys coming into this fight, you know, they had never experienced an athletic heavyweight before in the UFC, and it just showed in that fight. And I can't wait to see this fight. But there's a lot of narratives going into it, and it's absurd what some of these guys say, and they're analysts. Casuals are watching this, and it's insane.
Poked in the eye is illegal, Brendan, but to fight with one eye is very common. The opponent's trying to hit your eye. He's trying to bust up and make your nose bleed. So that part of it does have question for guys like Anthony and I. We're trying to be polite. We're trying to show grace. But in all fairness, if you're the heavyweight champion of the world, you got to fight with one eye at times.
Well, we're sitting here as the stoppage.
The fact that Chael Sonnen is going out there and saying that sometimes you have to fight with one eye. It's a championship fight. Chill. Bro, you've quit a couple fights. Anthony Smith, the next thing you're about to say is crazy. You've quit a couple fights as well, brother. Chael Sonnen really went out there and said, in a championship fight where an illegal strike to your eye, where you say you can't see, where you don't want to continue because your belt is on the line, your career is on the line, your legacy on the line, and he says sometimes you have to go out there, is insane. That's a stupid take.
You had a job to do, and you, for whatever reason, you guys did whatever you did, and you didn't do your job. I'm not saying it's Tom's fault, and I'm not gonna, pretend that I know how bad it is or isn't. I think Chael made a poetic point that you have to be used to or willing to fight with one eye. I did it in Singapore. Everyone talks about it all the time, where the ladies waving stuff in front of my eyes. I can't see it. So what do? I just walk away and say, let's fight.
Yeah, that punch that he's talking about is a legal strike from Ryan Spann.
And in round two, we can see the damage on the eye. I mean, how did that feel when he connected with that left hook?
And it's two very different circumstances. Like, this is Tom Aspinall on a championship fight against Cyril Gane. That was you trying to survive Ryan Spann at the Lanhart-Smith, and you've quit multiple times, bro. So I don't even know what you're talking about. You've quit against Magomed, Khalil Roundtree. You've quit against Dominic Reyes. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Tom said something, and look, we got to dwell on a guy in a really bad moment, but to dwell on him, he said, I got poked in the eye, I can't see. If you got poked in the eye and you're injured, we have a totally different conversation. If you get poked in the eye and you can't see, generally in our sport, that's just something you've got to push through.
The fact that Chael Sonnen even said that is insane, bro. Why would Tom Aspinall fake an injury, bro? Why would he? He that was one of the nastiest eye pokes I've ever seen. Nastiest eye pokes in UFC history, dude. Trying to Gane really went out there and gouged Tom Aspinall's eyes out.
Well, maybe they could find their way to something else. This seems to be the fight. Then I'll tell you what the narrative is going to be tomorrow.
Let's hear it.
Is that Tom Aspinall was in a fight that was harder than he thought it was going to be, like Chael historically talks about, and look for a way out. That's going to be the narrative. That's not what I'm saying. I would never say that. But that's what everybody else is going to say.
And I think we got a little bit closer as...
He said he would never said that, but still said it. Obviously, he's thinking about it and he's saying it, bro. Come on, you're an analyst for the UFC. But Obviously, that's going to be the narrative going into the next fight, and that's why the rematch is so interesting and needs to be booked. The rematch is going to be insane, and they should probably try and book it for December. Chael Sonnen talks about it. Try and book this as fast as possible, but I think Tom Aspinall has gone a couple days without seeing right now. But book it for December. Book it for January if we don't even know what the main card is yet or what the main event is for January in the new Paramount deal. At least try and get Tom Aspinall in the new Paramount deal before he goes to boxing or before you re-sign him or whatever. But get Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn on December or January as soon as possible.
I think the topic of the hour, as with everybody, is Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gahn and what actually happened. Was he milking it? Was he using his best Aljamain Sterling acting attributes to take home the gold? Now, I know y'all think I'm going to be on the side of Tommy, but I'm not. I'm not in the sense that he posted after the fight his eye, and we got to see the damage, and apparently from what was posted, it looks like everything is okay. But I have so many questions, man. He got double zoinked. I get it.
Aljamain Sterling shouldn't even be talking right now. This man had to pull an Oscar-winning performance to get the title against Petr Yan, because he could have continued in the fight. Obviously, we don't know if he's really injured like that or not, but dude, he was out there putting on an Oscar-winning performance to win this fight. And yeah, he won the second fight or whatever, I don't care. But for him to be saying that about Tom Aspinall, bro, the fact, come on, an eye poke is a lot different from a strike like that, but we've seen fighters pull through both of these injuries. But come on, bro, we saw what Aljamain Sterling was doing out there.
But the one that got zoinked the worst, like where it looked like the nail, the middle finger went in a little bit further. He wasn't even complaining about that eye. He was complaining about the other one, which would look to me on camera, the right eyeball. Mind you, the reason why I think this does not look good, and I'm going to just say it straight, Tommy Aspinall was losing that fight.
And he does talk about saying that Tom Aspinall was losing that fight. He was down 3 punches, and yes, he had a nosebleed, but what if he would have gone out there in the second round and came back? What if he would have knocked him out? We still don't know. It was an illegal strike that he just couldn't see, and so many people are going after Tom Aspinall for no reason whatsoever. And there's so many people on Twitter going crazy saying that Tom Aspinall's a fraud, like saying, oh, he can't go out there. And so many people are calling Tom Aspinall a fraud because he didn't go out there and knock out Cyril Gahn in the first couple minutes in the first round like he's done to the last 6 opponents. But Cyril Gahn is a different type of dude. He's a different type of dude, man. He's not like the other morbidly obese heavyweights, bro. He's not Tuivasa. He's not Marcin Tybura. He's not, Alexander Volkov. But, he robbed Volkov, bro. Volkov won that fight. And then, I don't know, he's not like the other heavyweights, dude. Like, Cyril Gahn is actually pretty decent, and this is a fight that we've, 2 athletic heavyweights. This would have been nice to see. And there's just a bunch of people out there, the John Jones fans, the French fans, mostly the John Jones fans that hate on Tom Aspinall going out there saying, oh, he didn't finish him as fast as Jones did, when, I really think that fight was rigged, let's be honest. But, bro, I'm tired of people going out there hating on Tom Aspinall when it's not even his fault. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm GeneApps MMA. Like and subscribe. I'm out.